Good morning. Good morning. I'm Don Jones. I'm going to go over fldigi, and when I can, I'm going to incorporate some other information for you. I'm an avid ham. I've been a ham since 1977, and I don't even know how many years that is. 2 or 3. We'll just round it off to 100. Okay. I'm been asked to give this presentation about fldigi. I'm in areas, and I'm active in areas, particularly at the state level. I'm the state digital net manager. That means I assign net control stations to the various nets and things like that going on. So I've always got to be prepared to be a net control station for any of these in case somebody can't make it, they have a technical problem at home, but they have a antenna down or something like that. Back several years ago, I was calling all the fldigi nets that were on that Sunday afternoon nets. I started with digital back in the mid-90s, the 1990s, and what got my attention was radio teletype. I abbreviated to RTTY, RTTY. If you look at it historically, actually CW is digital radio too.
I still use CW.
And we'll get back to that, I hope. But anyway, that's where I started with RTTY. And I got hooked and found out that this was a great contest mode. And we'll get into the importance of contesting sometime during this morning too. So we're going to talk primarily about fldigi. We'll talk about its main design use is emergency messaging. Some other uses are contesting, DXing, and casual operations. Okay, so I'm going to try to bring these other things in. Basically, this is an Aries group, and our primary concern is digital messaging, emergency messaging. The more generic name for this program and series of programs, actually group of programs, is NBEMS, Narrowband Emergency Messaging System. Okay, and I'm not sure who came up with that, but that's the kind of name that stuck. So if you want to do a search on your computer later on, if you do NBEMS, you'll get fldigi, and you'll also run into other programs that we're probably not going to mention today. But that's like I said, that's just the kind of the generic name. Okay, everybody with a laptop, do you have this program up? Do you have it loaded? Everybody got your screen up? Okay, we're going to start kind of from the beginning, like you've never done this before. Alright, anybody else hasn't done this before? Alright, 3 or 4 of you, right, alright. So, in the beginning. Alright, we're going to go, and a screen like this will come up automatically when you first run it. If you've already run it and you're in this sort of screen, you can go to Configure, and then UI, that means User Interface, go down to Operator, and it'll bring something like this up. You got an older version, don't you? Okay.
Make sure you get the bring up the older version, just put 2 icons on my desktop.
Okay. I'll be something like this. Okay, well just fill it in. You may not have saved it or something like that. One of the weird things about fldigi, anytime you do any of these gray screens, you've got to go down to save and save it. So get your station call sign. operator call sign, they'll be the same. Just your first name, your antenna, station QTH, just town and state. Station locator, if you don't know where this is, just skip it for right now.
Wait a minute, no, I'm saying, mine says, something like NOL, NIL.
Okay, go down to this and put Georgia there.
Okay, you said that Georgia, okay.
And then the county, this is for doing a state QSO party. And we'll automatically fill in the four-letter abbreviation for the county. Okay, so all of you should have something like this. Everybody with us? Gary, you with us on that? That's just drop down menu here. All right, now, before you click on close, click on save. Save, then close. All right, now we're going to go to the next thing in configuring this is sound card. And
Not safe, not safe. Where's sound card?
okay, back up.
Let's say back like it wouldn't do anything. They put my call up there, I click it
Alright.
again, it was on
Where do you see sound?
Go to configure, and then sound bar.
Go to configure, and then this drop down menu, and then the fourth one down is sound card. Right following that? Click on sound card, that brings this gray screen up. And when you get home and set this up with your rig, this will look different. There'll be different choices here. Nobody's got your rig, nobody's got your rig blaster or signal link today. We're not covering that issue today. So right now you need to see microphone and speakers.
No, I'm on configure, but then right after that. Audio.
Sound card.
Oh, yeah, it's configured.
The fan is audio.
Notification, testing.
Configure, sound card.
Oh, that one, okay. And then we just shoot your sound card.
All right? Okay. So this is correct for right now, microphone and speakers. You know, when you get home and you've got the signal link, when you plug your signal link in, the computer will detect that, and that will give you more choices. Right now, it's just like this and this. But when you have your signal link or your rig blaster, there'll be a
Computer picks up the signal link, that's how you get that.
yeah.
It's on card, and I don't see that.
Hit, click that, it's like, click sound card.
Oh, it's on there.
Then if it doesn't bring this screen up automatically, click on audio and then devices.
Right hit the plus sign right there. All right, think of them devices. Ours looks a little different though.
Trying to get everybody on the same version.
Yeah, on the left side.
Change more stuff, resolve it.
Okay, has everybody seen this screen?
I see it, but
Yeah.
it's not filled in. It's not filled up the capture and playback is not.
Okay, click on your up and down arrows. Over here. And you want it to say microphone. The top one, you want to say microphone.
Okay,
The playback, you want it to say speakers.
figure, okay, gotcha.
Then click on save and close. All right. Now the third thing you'll need to do when you get home again is rig control. Now, this is one of the hardest things to do in digital radio, is to get your computer talking to your radio.
Configure and ready control.
So back, go to configure dialogue. And then you've got rig control.
It's just a lot right there.
Okay, so there's several different methods to control your rig. What happens is the computer talks to the rig talks back to the computer. So it's a two-way communication, and the best way to do it, if it'll accept it, is to do FL rig. You have the most controls that way. You'll have to try these one at a time and see what works.
Don,
Yeah,
you have to download FL Rig from the same website.
right, yeah. Same website that you went to get the fldigi is where you download the FL rig. A lot of times it downloads it at the same time. Now, I'm not going to cover the details about this. Sometimes the best thing to do is use tech support for whatever rig interface you got. Like if you've got an ICOM, not the most recent ICOMs, but say like an ICOM 756 Pro 2, that's what I have. It's a 15-year-old rig. All right, it doesn't have a sound card in the rig. Some of the most modern ones, like an ICOM 7610, has got the sound card in the rig. And so you don't hook it up to an interface, and interface is not necessary. But this is beyond this class. And so if you have trouble with it, call the Tigertronics signaling tech support, and they'll help you through it. Or the Rig Blaster tech
And
support.
sound card, what am I supposed to be looking for?
We're talking about rig control.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit the plus next to rig control. FL Rig.
All right. So this is rig. Look at the screen up here, Gary.
Okay, all right.
Gary, look at the screen up here. See rig control and FL rig.
It's a little different for
All right.
but we got what's below there.
All right. So try FL rig first. Rig cat is another one, and ham lib is another one.
And FL Rig.
That FL Rig, you got the cat, what are you talking about?
So I have to get that.
He's saying try FL Rig first.
Try FL rig first, because if that works, that's the best. Now, the way you select which one of these is, if you'll look real carefully at the screen up here, notice it says FL rig is the preferred method of transceiver control. When you're testing it, click on this box right there, and then give it a try through Connect. All right. If that doesn't work, be sure you unclick this box. When you go to like RibCat, you would check here. All right. If you're not going to use RibCat, be sure to uncheck that. Go to HamLib. If you're going to use HamLib, go to this check.
And you would check there. But if you're not going to use RibCat, you uncheck there. Whatever one of these you use, you have to check that or uncheck it. Otherwise, I'm trying to use 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, if you have more than one of these checked, it's going to cause problems. It's not going to work. And you're going to be pulling out what little hair you got left. And you too, that's going to be an ugly situation. Now, one thing about HamLib, this is easy to use, but it doesn't give you a lot of control over your rig, okay? HamLib, that means a library. The lib means a library. And if you use this drop down, you select your rig here, all right? And the whole bunch of them. Let's go to ICOM 756 Pro 2, for example, and you still need to try to fill some other things in, especially the COM port. You need to go check your device manager to see which COM port has been grabbed by your signal one, okay? And I'm not trying to teach you how to do this part. But this is the trickiest part of getting set up. This is where the best thing that can do is have somebody over there that's got exactly the same equipment that you do, or get on the telephone
I don't have my.
to their tech support, all right? So I'm gonna uncheck this. I don't want any of these checked on mine right now, and so we're gonna close this. So those are the three areas where you need to set up: the operator, and then the sound card, and then the rig control. Everybody at least got an idea of that.
I didn't get in, I'm still in FL,
February.
Yeah.
Just stay where you're at right now.
Did you have a question? You thumbs up, all right. All right, Arnold.
Yeah, hardware push to talk, that's for really old school people.
Yeah, it's better to avoid that, but you can.
Okay, but that's really old school rigs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so let's look at the screen here. Everybody kind of look up here at the screen on the wall here, so you can follow along. Your display should look something like this. It's 20 meter, 14.070. Okay, should have green, brown. The jaws look something like this.
On the bottom.
The CQ and all the squares, the green.
You can set that up in your config.
Yeah, let me show you how to do that. Go to configure and go to view. All right, view, hide, 48 macros. Everybody with me on this?
No, good.
Okay. Go to view and then view/hide 48 macros.
I like that better.
All right.
Yeah.
It says you got that chance.
Oh,
I think you had four.
and then you can put the macros in various different places on the screen. And I'm not going to remember how to do that.
So,
This is what's set to forget.
we go where? Oh, I'm sorry.
View and then hide 48 macros.
Okay.
Or view 48 macros. See how it changes there? It's a toggle. There's two positions.
Yeah.
Right? And so that gives you room for more macros.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now, what's a macro? Who knows what a macro is?
It's a program that does the same thing every time.
I'm not going to call you. It's a shortcut to help you. Like, who wants to sit there and type CQ, 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 DE, your call, W4 ABC, CQ, 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 DE, W4 ABC every time? That would be nonsense. We got to do that. That's why we have computers, just to help us with things like that.
You look up, you'd be working somebody else already.
Right. So what you do is you have a macro on the computer that automatically does that. So
How do we get to the 1407 off?
don't worry about that right now.
Okay.
So we're going to call the CQ here. Now that's what's in this particular macro.
You hide 48 macros. Do that. Okay. All right, that's what you'll do.
Is that showing on anybody else's screen? That's showing on your screen.
No, I haven't done it in a while.
Okay.
We got one like this.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Yeah, okay. Let's see, let's see. Here. Macro.
You get it?
That's, where are you putting it in whatever you want.
Just clicking on stuff.
Right click the button, it'll come up with the name.
Just click on that.
Oh,
You click on the wrong button. But that's a macro.
Okay. Oh, they just, okay. You don't have to actually type it in and program it once.
Exactly.
You just have it, okay.
So, try macro. Did it work? Now, the neat thing is you can change macros. This is important because the macro you're using, like this, may be too short for band conditions, or maybe too long for band conditions. All right, so you may want to just shorten it to CQ, and just put K4GO twice. All right, now you can do that by editing the macros. It's called on-the-fly editing of the macros. So you can go in. I'm going to go to this first macro.
Should we hear it over our speaker to them?
I think so.
You will not, if you're translating, you shouldn't hear it over your speakers. Because you're not hooked up, right now you're hooked up to your speakers, it's that microphone.
Yeah.
If you're hooked up to the sound card, you won't hear that.
Unless he has the mic.
Right now, his microphone should be picking up when I'm transmitting. Yeah. So let's see. So anyway, editing the macro. Notice what it says. Left click is execute, right click is end. So I'm going to go to this macro here and right click on it. Now see, I'm getting that. I'm getting copy on stand. I got a little bit. Okay, so here's the macro text. Let's look at this text here. The TX puts the system into transmit. And then all of this is what's sent out. In the RX, put your system into receive. So what is the my call? Well, that's literally my call. If you look right here, okay, all of these are tags. Okay, if you wanted to put the frequency or the mode or my call or my location, it would grab the frequency, in this case, from the transmit frequency up here, the mode, it's going to be right here, PSK 125. The my call, remember what you entered about 5 minutes ago on that dialog box about your call and your location? That's where it takes that from. My location, my locator actually is the Echo Mike 83, or whatever your locator is. Your my name, that's taken from that initial dialog box where you put your name and your call and your locator, and your town, that's my QTH here. Okay, so, and it goes on and on like that. It knows that if you're in Georgia, your field A section is going to be Georgia. All right, so now look how many of these you got. A whole bunch. The call here is the other station's call, and that's his name, and his QTH, and his state, his province, his locator, his RST, okay? So this goes on and on about how useful these things can be. You can log a macro, saving your QSO data by using this. There's different times in there. Maybe they're down here further. Yeah, here. Like this one, ZDT, gives you in the log or print out the UTC time and date. Okay? So for example, I'm not sure what I've got in here, but we'll find out. My name, Don, CTH. This doesn't start automatically. This is one of the key little tricks about this program. You would do and erase this. How do you clear a screen like this, by the way? Right click and go to clear. Right click and go to clear. All right? So suppose you're typing something like this. Right. Now, if you transmit, and another way to transmit is to go to this, and that will put your system into transmit. And then to put it back in receive, see it's still transmitting. Click on receive. Click on receive. Now that's a good way to do it, not the best way to do it, but useful to know.
Does the T/R button do the same thing?
Yeah, it pops.
Until it sees,
Yeah, it just.
or it will keep transmitting when you hit T-R.
Yeah.
On your macro, you get, the current is shift 6 on your keyboard, with the little R behind. And that will automatically, whether it's typing it or have a macro, it will automatically go to receive at the end of what you do.
All right, Stan, would you set your frequency at 1,000, go to PSK 125, and send me the ZQ, please? See if I can copy you. It prints the signal, but I'm not getting print product. Let's get closer together. Yeah, I see. I can't move that very far.
Hang on, I'll do
A fix for every program. Stan, when you put yours on the table there, maybe we get better sound that way. Yeah, right at 1,000. Got it, Frank? If you look at my waterfall, this is the waterfall, this is the signal here. They're not exactly on the same frequency. I've got my IFC on. Just try it again.
Robot 32.
Some of it didn't get much though. All right.
I'm thinking of the frequencies over the left. 141.
Those are what I call false pops.
Yeah. Okay.
It's behind you. Brother.
That's me, it's 31, PSK 31. Does everybody have the RxID and the PXID turned on? We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about that.
Is that not FLDigi?
Try it again. Lower my squelch. Okay, let's go over a few of the basic controls here, and then we'll try that again. A lot of times this works fine. This is called audio, what do you call it? Coupling. Instead of doing it with RF through the signal. Acoustic coupling, there you go. Thank you. On this screen, this is the frequency. This is the calling station. That's the station you're talking to. And this is the exact frequency of my position on the water call. See, if I change it up to 2,000 here, that changes, see? Okay? This is the time off. If you do say if you have a call here that you're copying, you can go down and right click on the call right here. It'll automatically fill that in. Yeah.
Left click on the call.
Okay, that's true too. And it'll populate all of this. Now, it does that if you've already got this call in a log in your operating system. If you don't have it, if you've got QRZ, and this is one of these freebies, there's no charge for that. This is QRZ. Everybody know QRZ? It's this thing right here. Okay. So, well, I'll show you in just a second here. But this is the information that you might get. This is Hunter. Hunter needs to go in this and sign in and take possession of it and put his picture there, his bio, and that sort of thing. I'm not sure about his picture. All right, this is one. This is a guy some of y'all might know. And you can put pictures in, you can put script, you can put awards and things like that. So that's a brag day. You got details here. This is important if you're trying to work for awards. This will help you determine if this station is enrolled in the LFTW system. So they'll usually say yes. It uses LFTW. This is about QSL. It used to be in Gary. You got one of your QSL cards handy? It used to be that to confirm a contact, you had to send one of your QSL cards to the other station, and he would send you his back. A slow process, expensive because you've got to print up the card, you got to pay for envelopes, you got to pay for postage. Most people like want a W1AW. All right, thank you. QSL card. And you mind if we pass that around? Okay. So it's got the contact information, the date, the UTC time, the frequency, the mode, that sort of thing. Okay.
And you know, if you go to a little commercial for W1AW, if you go there, you're treated like royalty. They give you one, they get a statement all set up for you, and you can just play all you want.
Yep. And
I recommend everybody to go W1AW, and they're marvelous.
Gary, look over that. Understand that everybody does that. All right, so a commercial for LOTW, this is the way to do it electronically now. This is provided as a service by the ARRL. Anybody know that you forgot to be a member to be LFTW? You don't have to be a member, okay. You have to do some rigmarole with your license. They want to make sure that you're licensed and that you're the person that belongs to that license. So they ask you to send them copies of ID and that sort of thing. It takes a week or two to get enrolled in it, but then once you're enrolled in it, it's great. We're going to go to this as a sidetrack. Y'all don't have to pay anything extra for this. And we're going to go look at LOTW. First you have to log on to it. No, you can't have my password. And it says URK4GO, that's just to make sure. That's how many QSO records, and that's how many QSL records. Now, what's the difference? What are QSO records?
Just the station you work.
All right. In other words, that's your log. Okay? And this is important. If you've ever thought about losing track of your log, like if you had a disk failure or something like that, you lost your entire log. If you're uploading to LOTW on a regular basis, there's your log. That in itself is valuable to me. Okay, and then this is the QSL records. The QSL means confirmed. So this is the number, your records, your QSOs that have been confirmed. Now, how does this happen? Well, when you upload your log, it goes into a database. And when somebody else that you maybe you've worked with them upload theirs, their computer starts matching things. And when you get a match within a certain number of minutes,
I think it's 30 minutes.
you think it is? Frank thinks it's 30 minutes, that's reasonable. That's to allow for slight differences in logging times, things like that, okay? Then you get confirmations. Now, this is your QSOs, all right?
Do you have to enter the time and you can see it?
Yes, you need the QSOs. Yeah. Yes, you do. And yeah, fortunately, the computer will do that for you these days. Okay, so this is what this looks like. We're going to go and we're going to look at the most recent QSOs. And this is what that looks like. All right, call sign, that's me. And these are the DX stations, or any station that I work. All right, this column, the date of the QSO, the bands, mode, and frequency of the QSO. And when it's confirmed, then you get an acknowledgement in this column. And this column shows you which country or which entity they like to use is being confirmed. If it's another U.S. station, that's what it looks like. If he's from Brazil, that's what he looks like. Okay? If he's from, well, give another page. The Azores or St. Lucia or Chile or Guadalupe, that's what they look like, all right? And if you said, I wonder when this was, all right? So you can click on that and you get another little box will pop up. Give you more information. I'll give you more information about that particular QSO. Okay, you work this station, he's in St. Lucia, that zone, that CQ zone, that ITU zone, all sorts of data about that. All right, so there's another report you can get, the most recent QSL, in other words, these are the most recent. What you're looking at here is the most recent QSOs, in other words, this is your log. The other one is the most recent QSLs, and that's this little thing here. Give it a second, we'll do the report. All right, so these are the most recent QSLs that have been confirmed. All right, so notice there's no spaces in here, because this is the order in which they came in and were confirmed. All right. Did y'all know that they have awards in ham radio for operating? Anybody know of an award called Work All States? Yeah. All right. DXCC, Work All Zones, things like that. What's the hardest of those three to get?
DXCC.
No, Work All Zones is much harder than DXCC. All right, let's look at awards here. All right.
Pretty much we had to do DXCC where you get work all around.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the DXCC award, K4GO. And this is kind of the summary of it, account status. And this is the award itself, the name of the award. These are new QSOs that haven't been processed. These are ones that are being processed. These are the ones that have been awarded, and a total here, okay? So this particular fellow, now to see this little star means the award's been issued, all right? So I hold a DXCC mixed CW phone digital, 80 meters, 40 meters, 30 meters, 20 meters, 17 meters, 15 meters, 10 meters, and 5-band DXCC, and what do they call it? The little stickers for the 30 meter and the 17 meter endorsements. Okay, so this guy's been busy. If you think I don't know about digital, notice that I've got 191 countries confirmed in digital modes. So I've been busy. Now let's look at some of the other awards. Should back to that screen. Okay, awards. We're stuck here a little bit.
Your award status right now.
Here we go. All right, worked all states, I won't bore you all with that. Let's look at worked all zone, WPX, that's prefix. That's like, you get like 400 prefixes in North America, you can get an award for that. Worked all zones is the hardest one, and I'll show you why. All right, now there's 40 zones. Let me link out this and this and this
Thank you. Hopefully someday you, yeah.
Okay, this is a map. You can get this from Icon. You can download it off the Icon America website, and this shows the 40 CQ zones. Zone 1 is up here around Alaska and surrounding areas. We're in Zone 5. There's 40 zones. The hardest to get confirmed and the hardest to work are Zone 18, 23, 26. Okay. There's not a lot of hams there, not a lot of cities there, not a lot of ham activity. It's hard as the dickens to get a QSL card from them. And those are the, I think I'm missing 2. I think I'm missing 23 and 26 I've worked stations there, but I can't get confirmation.
Is China in 23 and 24?
Yes, this is part of this China's in here and China's here too.
They're so hard to find.
Yeah, they're hard to work in the first place.
It's like once they get going at 20, we don't have no position at 20.
Generator calls there. Okay, so I wanted to show you that. Worked all zones, to me, is the hardest of those various awards.
Do they have any publications out in the counties, state?
I'm not aware of that either. Okay, so like here in mixed mode, I've got 38 countries having 38 zones confirmed. And you can click on there and find out which ones they are. I'm missing 23, 26. You want challenge? You want challenge? DXCC is nothing. This is the challenge. All right, let's get back to fldigi. Now see, I'm trying to cover all of these different things. That was DX. We're trying to, let's go back to the program here. Where'd it go? There it is. Rick, send me something on the valve right there. Send me a CQ or something like that. Now, what you notice me doing something here, what I was trying to do is adjust my receive frequency to his transmit frequency. You notice I got this green light right here, AFC, that's automatic frequency controls. I've also got squelch, but my squelch is way down. This is how you control the squelch level. I'm just trying to pull that way down so that I can copy it, but I'm still not copying it.
Is your volume all the way up, Rick?
Turn your volume way down.
I'm trying to higher than that. Go ahead and send me something again.
I'm not receiving anything.
Your squelch is probably set too high. Here's your, if you look up, Gary, look at the screen there. This is your squelch right here. This is too high.
Is it all three?
Yeah. All right, okay. All right, yeah. I'm gonna send something to you. See if anybody can copy that. Did anybody copy any of that?
His did perfect.
If you want to do it, okay, click some stuff.
Hunter, yours copy that?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, great. All right. Some more control here. Up here, everybody look at the screen. RxID and TXID, those need to be on, they're both green like that. And this is, these are usually turned off. What this is a little signal that's sent before the digital message that tells the listener which mode you're in, which mode that transmission is going to be in. And if you have it on RxID, that means if I'm sending something, your computer will recognize it and switch it into the proper mode. So kind of watch this. Do you have your green lights on up there?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to change mode. Don't you change mode here. I get wrong. I'm changing mode here to 125, and I'm going to send this in CQ. Now see this right here? That's what we're going to talk about. That was the RX, that was my sending a TX ID. If your computer is set to RxID, it will read that and shift yours, in this case, from PSK 31 to PSK 125. All right? So we can, that way you don't necessarily have to know every digital mode. Now I'm going to pull a fast one on you. I'm going to go to another mode. Y'all don't do anything.
Play for television, so
There's TXID. That's yet another digital mode, that's called Olivia. That's Olivia 8500, means it uses 8 tones, and the signal width is 500. Okay?
The AFC, is that what's making his frequency jump?
Yeah.
He needs to turn that off, watch it.
No, he needs to leave it on.
If it doesn't jump to the right away from me.
Oh, I'm not sure what it is. Could be some noise in the room. Okay? All right, now let's. Okay, you got sidetracked here. Now, I put Stan's call here. Now, if I don't have Stan's call in my log right now, I can find out who he is by doing this. All right? Now, what did that do? It went out to QRZ and asked, who is this W-A-4-D-I-E? They came back and said, oh, that's William Monroe, Georgia. His locator is Echo-Mike-83-EV. How did it do that? All right, well, we got to go back to configure to set that up. So I'm going to click on configure. And we're going to go. Where are we going to go? I can help me if you can.
Oh, biggest one is /login.
Thank you. All right, so go down to contest/logging, and here it is right here, QRZ/EQSL. And what we would do there is yours probably does not have a check there. And if you don't have an account with QRZ set up, this won't work for you. Because you have to pay for the QRZ, you have to pay for $20 a year, $30 a year.
Depends on
I don't know what it
level
is. Yeah.
of membership you want. However, they will allow you so many windows. Per day. Over that, this is
Like job subscription, you get part of this.
Just XML.
Apparently, I wasn't aware of that. So anyway, what you want to do when you have your account, you put your username, which will be your call, and your password, which will be something, like QRZ or whatever you use. And you check this box, and then, of course, you save it. And then when you go to this thing, and you've got a new call in here, and you look at it here, you can see Fred's call in Tamarack, Florida. Cool? Yeah. All right. Why does it stop right here? Why does the waterfall stop right there? If I spread this out, get a wider, go full screen, look how much of this black I've got here. What's going on there? If you had your radio connected, that would be your bandwidth filter. But what you need to do is you need to set that at 3,000. That's probably the default. You probably don't have to do anything right now. But remember, when you set this up to your radio, what mode do you set your radio as? I heard something here. Louder?
Upper side.
Even if it's 80 meters? I thought you're always supposed to use lower side band than 80 meters. Not for digital, all right? Upper side band, right? So you set your rig on upper side band, and then you set your filter width. Then you set your filter width for three. Typically, most widths you set at three temperatures. Three little booger curves, right?
So when you set the filter
On your rig. Let's see, I'm gonna copy this here. Put it down here. That's up. I'm not capable of GOO anymore. I've been copying this. This is something that came in. The station's calling CQ. I can write copy. Oh, it's smarter than I am. I change my call time. Frank, what's the other way you said? Left click on it?
I always double click.
Depends on the road.
Up there at the top, on the yellow screen.
You know, when I was down there,
Down there, that's the transmitting screen. Okay, so I received this, all right,
Just click on it.
See? all right, so we'll try that again.
Been wasting a click, right?
See how I did that, how easy that is? Okay, so let's talk about contesting a little bit, using this in contesting. This is not the greatest contesting program, it's not the greatest contesting logging program. Other ones will have more features, like it'll, you know, or it'll give you partial call signs and that sort of thing. But this is a good basic one. If you're not gonna operate contesting extremely competitively, and you're doing a digital contest, like Radio Talk Night or PSK 31 contest, or any number of things similar to that, you can use fldigi for this. You need to think about this for a minute. When you're contesting, your station falls into one of two categories. Either you're a running station or you're a search and count station. And of course, this can change during very different phases of the contest. If you're running, that means you're holding the frequency and you're calling CQ, time after time after time. Okay? Somebody dials up your frequency because they see activity there. One of the first things they're going to ask is what station is this, and I work on that sort of thing. Because in a contest, you don't want to work the same station over and over again. Right? So they're going to have your call. So you don't need to do that in a contest. What do you need to do in a contest? Remember, time is of the essence. You're trying to work as many stations as you can in the same time of a period that everybody else is working in. So, how do you call CQ in a contest? Maybe just CQ K4GO. Or CQDE K4GO. Everybody know what DE means? From? Okay. So you want to keep it in most conditions, in most contests, you want to call yours, if you're the running station, you want to shorten this considerably. If the conditions are terrible, you might have your call twice. The conditions really need to be terrible to justify doing that. Because if they're going to copy it right the first time, they'll copy it right the second or third time that you call it CQ. Right? If it's a real busy frequency, then obviously nobody's having trouble catching your call. So you just do CQDE K4GO. Right? So you go into your macro and you shorten your CQ call. That's a running station. What does a running station do after he calls CQ? He pauses and waits a few seconds to see if somebody returns his call. The other station's going to say, K4GO, DE, W6, ABC. Okay? So you've got to have a macro that says, okay, call again, calling station again, something like that. Or you got to be a quick typer. Maybe type in a partial. Having fun with it.
How did you get the frequency in that left column?
We'll have to help you with that. There's something that funny in there.
On the very left and the right, the black column.
Right here. I'm going to have to look
Your
at
very
yours.
left, I'm sorry.
Up there.
No, down.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, they're probably on the left. The
I
white
think that
collar.
says 14040.
The white collar,
That's,
It's the bridges here on the waterfall.
That's how you set your water flow, when it comes up on the creek. That's automatic, you don't put anything there.
all right, so.
Oh, I see it now.
So you need a macro that's set up first for, like, you type in a partial, like you say, ABC question mark. That, and you don't say anything else, you just say what you're doing. And what you're doing is you're asking for a repeat from the section that's got the ABC in the column. He understands that you didn't copy the whole column. So you put ABC question mark, and he'll come back with his call again. He might do it twice this time. And then you give him your report. Once you got his call, then it'll be entered right here. All right? And then there's a slightly different screen if it's set up for a contest. You do this before you start the contest. And you put in his report, like, there's this 5-9 Nebraska, or 599 Nebraska, or something similar to that. And you type that in, and then you give him your report, you'd have a macro set up for that, right? And you'd say 599 Georgia, 73 QRZ, or TU, thank you, QRZ. All right? So that's how you do a contest. Now, if you're not a running station, now a running station keeps calling seeking again and again and again. So the only way you can be successful at being a running station is if you hold the frequency and you have people that are answering your CQ. All right. The other way to approach a contest is a search and pounce station. That means you're going up and down with the dial, and you're looking for stations that are calling CQ. All right? And so when you hear him, what's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to look for his call sign, try to find his call sign to determine if you've already worked him before. What do you do if you've worked him before? You don't work him, you go to the next station. All right? So that's the search and pounce. When the search and pounce hears the CQing station, then click right there. That call will go there. If you're in contest mode, it'll tell you if you've already worked him. In other words, it's a do. You don't want to work him again. Okay? So that's how you use this for context. If everything is computerized, you don't have to try to remember, oh my goodness, I changed from 20 meters to 40 meters. Did I change that on my log? No. If you're doing computer logging, it does that for you. If you're doing computer logging and got your computer set up right, it's putting the time in. So you don't have to worry about that. If you've got your macro set up and you say you're 599 Georgia, that's on a macro. What you do is you write the macro where you do the report and log it at the same time. Remember all those macro things I showed you? There was one per log. Okay.
Dr. Don, have you figured out how to make it calls in the macro? Yeah, like a wait.
Why would you want to do
Yeah, why would you want to do that?
That's why I stop at mid-sentence conversation.
Well, I've seen a guy, when you call and CQ, he had it on automatic, using a macro, where he would call, and then it would stop, and then receive, and then pause for a certain amount of time, and then he'll start calling. So he had it all done with the macro, but he didn't show how he had a macro set up. But I see inside the macro, there's something there waiting.
Oh, the receiver, if you're talking about that, I think I understand what you're saying now. You can put a bracket star X for receiving and have it a certain time, right in here, and then go back to transmit again. Is that what you're?
Yeah, that's exactly.
And then we have to jump out. So like, we're jumping out on a computer, jump out if it detects it.
You might use something like that if you're calling CQ.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Another thing with contesting is this. This is a keyer, it's called a win keyer. It's got a little computer chip inside it. Now here's the deal. Back when we first started doing digital on radio with computers doing the hard stuff, we were in the DOS world. Everybody know what DOS is? All right. DOS didn't have the interrupts that Windows does now. Windows, if you're doing something that involves critical timings, like sending high-speed CW, or like sending radio teletype or something like that, where times are measured in milliseconds and they're critical, and then all of a sudden, Windows says, oh, wait a minute, I gotta do this up here, so it stops sending your CW or your radio teletype. Now this gets around this kind of sits in the middle between the computer and the radio, just like a signal link does, or a rig blaster, and it sends a lot more precise radio teletype and CW in particular. Now these four little buttons, you can set it up where they say pre-recorded. One's calling CQ, one's answering, one's saying 73, thanks for the contact, that sort of thing. But this is a contester's aid. If you're interested in contesting with CW and using fldigi, this is a better way to do it. And the reason why is that the output is more precise. The fldigi, because it's Windows driven, is going to have these unexpected pauses and interrupts. Yes, sir.
You can also download code, I've seen it, for a tier and build your own.
Yeah, you can build your own.
Windows. So it's, it's fairly common code that's out there now to actually build. And it just asks you to input right off your computer and then transfers it.
Now, if we go back to this, and we go to op mode, we go to CW. Hello.
When you bring your paddle with you, didn't you?
No, I'm just correcting. No, so, I mean,
Okay, this is where you would set up your configuration for a wind keyer. So fldigi is available for wind keyer. So those of you that want to do your DXCC on CW, that sort of thing, or just want to operate CW for various different reasons, casual contesting, casual operations, whatever.
I've got a cheap one. We learn more stuff.
When you get older, the fingers don't work as well for some people. Yes, right?
How much is that?
Free. Get it for free.
Okay, a few other things to note. When you download this from W1HKJ, this guy that wrote this guy he's a real living, breathing hand. His name is David Freese. Lives in the Huntsville, Alabama area. You'd think that somebody that's been doing this and gotten this program going is probably some kind of real smart guy and probably kind of young to have all the energy that he has. This guy's in his early 80s. That's older than all of us put together. I'm sorry, you and I could do that. Okay. He has a manual, by the way, and this is what I'm getting to. If you go back to his download page, and I suggest you always download his software from his page. And because if you download it from other sites, there's a chance that somebody's slipping in a virus to it. And this is safe here. So this is fldigi right here, and this is the version that you go to. Anyway, he's got online help, and this is particularly good because they try real hard to keep this updated, the online. Now you can print a manual, but it's going to be a few versions behind. It's not going to be quite as helpful as the online. Okay? really the only advantage of downloading the PDF manual is in case something bad happens and internet is lost and you have a technical question about it, but it's not as reliable as online help. The best thing to do is learn your software real well before the internet crashes. All right? Here's FLDigi. Here's FL Message. We haven't talked about FL Message yet. But these are all the latest versions. Now, the last update here was the last week or two. Otherwise, this the preceding version ending in 0.8 has been in use, I should say, for 6 or 8 months. And it's very good, very stable configuration.
You can still download that, by the way, from the website.
Right. Now, let's go to this. And this looks baffling to some of us, especially in the Windows world. So, which one of these is the Windows? All right. Well, now this is a help file. This how to get on an AR key. All right. You know, I did fldigi. All right. Okay. So what we're doing, we don't want the FLAR key. That's something different. That's beyond the scope of this course today. And what we're doing is looking for the fldigi. All right, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Now, which one is the Windows? All right, the one that says setup.exe, that's for Windows. All right, the others are for other operating systems. This guy is really clever. He can program in Linux, and I don't know what else. I don't know what
Mine is not getting paid to do it.
Okay.
It's totally obvious.
Now, is the tar.gz, is that the one for Linux?
Yeah, that's a tarball. But my knowledge is right there.
Okay, but that's it, oh, okay.
Yeah. And I don't know what this is. That's DMG. I don't know what DMG is.
DMG is for Mac.
Okay. So a Mac expert here that says that these are Mac, all right?
Which one's for Mac?
DMG.
Okay, thank you.
Which one would you use though? The 386 or the 64? I guess it
One
depends
is
on
64 bit, you probably want the 64.
probably that. Okay. But this one right here, everybody that runs Windows, right here, this is the one you would download. Okay? So we're gonna look at FL's Message. This is something I want y'all to download when you get home. That's this thing here is what you guys use. FL Message. The version is a different version. And I believe I've got that downloaded here. I did. All right. Now, you need to have this running first and then start your FL Message. Windows Defender doesn't like it the first time you use it, so you have to tell it to allow. This is a message form. You can do to and a position, and from, that's where my call would go. And subject.
Notice that that's a nice ES213 form.
Thank you.
Have I sent a successful one in through memory to you yet? Do you recall?
I don't think you sent me any
I would hit that you're trying, man.
Okay, now this would be fldigi, not Windows. Okay. Now, this will fill in automatically if you click this. This will automatically send in the time if you click this. Okay, now, there's a way you send this. Go to AutoSend, and what it's doing is I'm assigning a number to it here, to a file name. And it just sent. In 8 seconds, this message. Now, the receiving station, if it's set up, it's ready to receive, this will pop up, and here's the message. And then you can print this out to a certain agency like the Red Cross or the Sheriff's Department or the Emergency Council. And this is really impressive. With the radio, can communicate like this and come up with a written documentation, a written record. I had to click on an auto send and it went to a file. So that's kept in a file somewhere in this computer. Right? So is this useful? This is where the messaging part is contained. Narrowband emergency messaging system. This is the messaging that Dave designed to help us with our emergency systems. Okay? And you can use other templates. You can use other, there's a whole bunch of others. These are the ICS forms. This was an ICS 213 that we sent. Another comment is a radiogram, and that looks like this. It formats it, you fill it out, you can click on the time and the date, piece of date to use, precedent, all that stuff. I'm here to Frank over here that handles a lot of messages, and Sam that handles messages. And this makes it really, it'll even, as you put the information in here, this is the, it will say, okay, this is, you can change the mode. If you don't want to use APSK, that's like the mode that you typically use on UHF or VHF. So you go to a different mode. Anyway, it's being done. But it'll calculate the amount of time. This is really important if you are using this over a repeater, because you don't want a message that's so long that it's going to time out the repeater. Because the other person won't be able to copy all of your messages. Okay, now.
Mr. Jay, you want to show them how to download older versions?
Yeah, he's got an archive of on his website.
The form is not sent. The receiving station, all it sends is the placeholder on the form and the verbiage for that placeholder. Because the receiving station has that form, and what it does, it completes that form for you. You're not sending the actual form. You're just sending the text and the placeholder.
Thank you, Brian.
That way it's a lot faster.
Yeah. So,
It's at the very bottom. fldigi archive. Right there.
fldigi archives, there you go, yeah. This is where you go to find older file, older version.
I like the way he does that too. Some people don't offer that.
And thank you for that. Comments. Okay. Now, let's entertain some questions. Okay, where do you find these? What's the watering hole? Where do you find the place to go?
W1HKJ for software and manuals that you can trust, you said, in Birmingham, essentially.
Well, that's where you find the software. On the radio, where do you find fldigi activity? Like if you want to call somebody on 20 meters, fldigi, you're looking for a casual contact, and so what frequency do you go to?
I usually go to PSK reporter and see what the
That's a good.
PSK reporter has a good script to show you most active spots.
Let's look at PSK reporter .info, right?
Yes, sir. They don't make it super user friendly, but you know, looking at it, it's pretty simple.
when you get this page, the first time you do this, you say, I'm expecting a map. All right, so this is what you're looking for, where it says map display, about halfway down the screen.
Well, can I show you something first where
Sure.
you're at? You go down to, best frequency, down at the bottom, they've got a little strip right there.
Best frequency.
Yeah. They got a little link right there that says psk/freq.pl. He designed that so you can see just PSK 31 traffic if you want to find like the most popular frequency at the moment
All right,
for your grid square.
let's look at that. Is that what you were talking about?
I normally look at the map, I haven't told that part.
I just figured out about that the other day.
Yeah, I just learned something, man. We're all here to learn.
Your he has made too many requests.
I guess we crowd out for the
But anyway, it would just bring up
a list.
yeah, it would show you the frequencies with the most amount of spots that come from the map for us.
All right, now I think this is one of the most fascinating.
Yeah, easiest visual.
We're gonna get a picture. We're gonna get us a map, y'all. Look at here. What are all the green blobs?
Monitors.
All right, on 30 meters. I'm using all mine, so you might narrow it down to PSK. Where's PSK?
Little.
They want PSK 31. All right, it'll filter the other things out, and you'll just wind up with a few of them. All right, in this lead. No, no.
Well, go out and get your call sign out of here. Or your,
Yeah, I'm not listening, that's right.
and then go back up to
Anyone?
What's your, that's 30 meters, is that where you want to be? Or you,
Change it 24 hours. It's going to pop up.
My battery's going way down.
Yeah, I'll do better than that.
But honestly, I usually don't see a lot of PSK 31 sometimes, I've noticed.
All right, so let's talk about how to use this for DX. There are various digital modes. Everybody knows that by now, because I've shown you several of them. So we're at kind of a low sagging area for the sunspot cycle. And so propagation is not as good now as it is when the sunspots are more favorable. So what that favors is digital modes that are good at what they call weak signal modes. This is not so much the PSK modes, although they're useful. But in particular, the FTA is really good. JT60 is really good. JT65 is real good. When I was working on DXCC for 80 meetings, I was stuck about 2 years ago. I was just plain stuck. What about 80 countries confirmed? And I just couldn't work those last 80 countries on voice. That was my motto then. Okay. When you operate voice, that's not a weak signal mode. If you're working with DX with voice, you need an amplifier. And you need more than a wire antenna if at all possible. And especially if you have a wire antenna, you need it up high. For DX purposes, an off-center fed dipole is real good if it's real high. When you operate the signal out that way, that's not a weak signal mode. If you're working DX with voice, you need an amplifier. You need more than a wire antenna. The advantage in working, and especially if they have DX, belongs to the digital for de-icing purposes. Because these are, some of these are weak signal modes, especially the JT65. Get the signal out. And our probably got about 10 or 15 countries confirmed on JT65. The JT65, the advantage in working was a programmer DX of the FT8, so much more popular now, especially the JT65. It's crowding the band back in our, because it's like 10 or 15 countries confirmed on JT65. 15-second cycle. JT65, in case you're not familiar with it, was a precursor. Whereas the cycle, the FDG85 was much more popular now. It's crowding the band. JT65, it took 4 minutes to do the top act if everything was perfect. You got FT8, 15-second cycle contact if everything was perfect. FT8, the FT8 cycle is not as significant a signal system as JT65, it took 4 minutes to make contact with JT65 when they found out FT8, you do just 1 minute, but you can't copy the signal as you can. So that's, the FT8 is not, it does turn over faster, it's not a more, it's kind of the same. JT65 was slow. Most people run into JT65 when they found out are better, but you can't copy anything with the signal in the low area of the sunspot cycle now because they tend to be more weak. It does turn over faster. It's not easy to copy under extreme JT65 conditions, which basically what we got now. But all both of these modes, you can't copy stuff at DMC. Not only you can't hear, but you can't even see it on waterfall because okay, so that gives the knowledge that means it's easy to copy under an extremely bad condition. Over the side band operator. We're still working to copy stuff. And but you can't even see it on water, especially when it comes to like a de-expedition. Okay, so that gives the knowledge for what I did for Comoros Island, an extreme everything. Heard before they did over the side band. And I got a QSL card in the 80-meter contact for this little island that I would ask for, like out in the middle of the Indian Ocean. When I think Comoros Islands now, every sideband without changing antennas, I keep it probably legal to be out. 80-meter contact. So that's one of the advantages of island de-Xing out in the middle of the Indian Ocean. Okay, you can't do that because you now see no sideband. Without changing antennas, that's another digital mode, and it's almost a weak signal mode. So if somebody's chasing DX, like on that island, everybody's gonna have their amps cranked up again. Can you do that? See there? There's this big little pistol. That's another digital mode. And if you've got 3 or 4 hours, if somebody's chasing DX, like you got acreage, you got listening antennas, everybody's gonna have their amps cranked up again. You're not moving today. There's a big I've got 2 verticals and 1 OR antenna. And that's what 3 or 4 towers in your backyard. You got a communication. You can get DX. You can work DX successfully using the light. I've got 2 verticals and 1 OR antenna. And using the Wi-Fi. What this means is you need to become a better operator. Hey, you become a better operator. You can work DX just like anything else. Using the right mode at the right time. And using the right band. What this means is you need to become a better operator. Hey, you become a better operator. Practice just like anything else.
See, I was like clockwork every even around the gray line, a little bit smaller gray line, you see how pops up on wood. But by the time he gets over the journey, fell out.
Yeah, you need to go to 40 or 80.
The gray line, gray line, it pops up on wood.
When this arm of the Terminator, y'all look up here, when this arm of the Terminator goes to 40 or 80, That's when you can pick up some of these, zones and countries are determined, or like Indonesia, Thailand, y'all look up here. China, is over here, South Korea, that's when you can pick up some of these, zones and countries that are difficult. So like Indonesia, Thailand is over here, and then you can pick up China. That's kind of a South Korea, that sort of, I'm not sure, because we're not really in the gray line exactly, but we're close to it. So you need to wait till that arm is over here, and then you can pick up these stations. That's kind of a gray line propagation, I'm not sure, because we're not really in the gray line exactly, but we'll just stay up all night. Right. Some people use these modes, contacting and keeping in touch with family members, whether it's down in the area, like if you've got a cousin or brother, or an brother who's in Texas. Some people use these modes, contacting and keeping in touch with family members, or down in the area, like if you've got a cousin or a brother, an operator in Texas. Are pretty rare, that sort of thing, and you set out a schedule based on schedule with my son. And like you want to take a marijuana games every evening, travel, contacting with all of the last of those. We have a schedule with my son, some size, and every evening. Now, as we call out of the sunspot cycle, y'all check with me later, because that would be 3 years from now, as we call look out, check with me later, that would be. All right, I want to tell you something else. Go back to the fldigi training here. And we're gonna look at this little thing here. All right, I want to tell you something else. You see, I've got my mouse covered over here. It says open the fldigi training here. And we're gonna look at this little thing. See, that's over here. That's, you see, I've got my mouse covered over it. It says open. Remember, we talked about when it's gonna use fldigi for frequencies over here. That's a CW frequency. Now, it's got different modes. Upper side band, what we talked about. You can use your transceiver. Upper side band. I don't care if it's 80 set it for upper side band. Why? How is your transceiver only? Upper side band. I don't care if it's 80 it's very upper side band. Know what does this do? Don't you be talking to yourself? Wait, what's wrong with that? Suppose we want this. This is very kind of double click it. Know what does this do? All right. And it changes every frequency. Alright, double click it, and it sets the mode, and it changes your frequency. Let's look at it again, alright? And it sets, that's the frequency, that's the dial, sets the frequency on the water. Let's look at it again. And set the mode, here we are, that's the frequency, that's the dial frequency. And set the position on the water, okay? And set the mode, here's the neat thing. You can add things to this. You see this little plus sign? Now, don't hit the little minus sign by mistake. You can add things to be deleted. Now, you see the little plus sign? Now, don't hit the little minus sign by mistake. All right, it can be deleted. If you want to add a frequency to this, that's how you do it. All right. Now, suppose you're in our area, you want to add a frequency to our area. That's how you do it. Now, suppose you're in our areas. Frequency to our area. Okay, here's another way you can change frequencies. If you go to a digit and click just above that digit, another way you can change frequencies. And if you go to a digit, now that's for just above that digit, or decibel if you click down below. All right, 35 AFC is the areas for decibel if you select down below. I'm going to show you how 35 AFC that area temperature. So I'm going to show you here how to do this, how to do that in the they call me a problem. And I do this, they will break it. They call me a problem. And there it is. Now you can, there it is. Now you can, there's someone you can change it. I have to review my notes on that, but anyway, someone you can change that. I have to review, I wanted to change the mode, or you can change that, and you can actually, if you wanted to change the mode, or you can actually name it. How did I do it? We can actually name this frequency here. We can actually name this. On clear list, don't click on that, y'all. Don't click on clear list, don't click on that, y'all.
You can double click on the frequency. You can double click on the frequency.
On the line,
No, it's not. That doesn't bring it
on the
back
line.
to you. No, that doesn't bring it back to you.
There's some way you go in, like if you wanted to say that this is, there's some way you go in, like if you wanted to say that this is, I've done areas before, I've got this on my computer, I've done this before, I've got this on my, type in areas that Georgia areas that frequency, type in areas that Georgia areas that frequency. Suppose instead of PSK 31, instead of PSK 5, it would be 125, 8, 100,
On the right click on it. Left click, thank you, select the free, left click, thank you, right click for exit, right click for enter.
okay?
It'll take you back to screen,
Okay.
it'll take you back to screen first, will let you edit, the first one will let you edit, so that one will let you
On the list, right click,
Select, and first hit over one frequencies, and then right click on the ends.
that's going on, that's going on.
Sorry about that, sorry about that.
That's right, I'm gonna show you how, down here, see this is the waterfall. And this show you, this is the waterfall frequency, that 1485. Suppose you want to be exactly 1500. You can click in, I've got it at 1490. Now look, this one was in one hertz, this 10 hertz. I want to do this 10 hertz, and then go back down to 2 hertz. So now it's exactly 1500. Now, so what did I want to memorize? I've got a PSK 1500. Go back to the book and hit the plus sign. And just enter that. Okay. This is really should have it. We should have it. Did you turn something on?
Make sure you get sometimes you're
I'm sure.
It is the link that says living all the way across to the scales to the scale.
Scroll down. You see this long control,
Learn more functions and ask questions about it. If you go and look for it. Search for when FL always helps if you spell G. All right. This is a real good group here for help FLD create a log. If you don't already have a membership in the law, okay. Days monitors it, and the other guys can't answer something. A lot of times they will come in, answer the question. When they answer, it's usually very correct and very correct. It's usually man, you are, because you are. Configuration. Configuration. How you user interface waterfall. Was that it? Was that it? Keep doing that. Be careful. You're that
If you go through the top, red is hardware, has hardware, user interface. When you click on bring, it will bring it up. Selections are selections by installer.
Yeah. This other waterfall, got a waterfall, display. Control. You can't turn them off. It's helpful if they go through these configuration and menus, sometimes sub-menus. And this part is very important, how you really learn how to control this program. For example, if you look at this screen here, another thing is auto start. These will allow, when you start these other programs will come up automatically. One of these is FL message here, and you've got to locate it. It's got to know the path, the computer path to it. And then once you have that located, you put a check in that box. You can test it. I'll try to show you FL. You press on locate, you got to go, this is misleading. You don't want to go to program files. You want to go to program files x86 here. Open that up. And then go down to FL message and do the last update of that, which is here. See, I've had these on my computer for a while, haven't deleted them. Sometimes an old one's better than nothing. And then click on the exe executable file, click open, and that brings the path down there. What you're trying to do is tell the computer how to get to flmessage.exe. So,
what was the menu option for the auto start?
let me show you this by testing it, then I'll go back and turn it on again. I'm going to test the program, see it starts, and I had it under, remember the radiogram, I wanted to go to IC 213, so that's what it'll auto start now. All right. Test it again, yeah, there's our 213. All right. So click that little button, then save. All right. Then you want to know how I got there. That's always the trick. just got the configuration menu, pull up miscellaneous. No, it's not miscellaneous. It's over to the right of miscellaneous. It's auto start right there. It's one of the main things.
Miscellaneous.
Rick, you asking that question?
Yeah, I found that.
You found it, auto start.
Yeah, but I'm still not getting the template to come up when I open it from this.
You won't do that? Let's see if I can help you. Oh, you're not in the expert mode.
Right.
You can go to,
Tools, it'll go to the little box.
Frequency, you gotta go to your data file.
operator,
Go
go to operator station, see anywhere where it says.
And that little box where the three message things were, if you drop the tools and hit expert. But
there it is.
when you first open it, it gave you the option, the expert or simple, and I'm thinking simple.
Okay, all right, let me see. Thank you. Hold that screen right there. We'll go back to that thing where you had that little drop-down box.
Which will drop down box.
When you open the message,
You open the message first.
Check out the message, yeah.
under the same.
What are you going to
Hit tools.
Hit tools. Not file, tools. And go expert.
Okay.
But did it ask you a question when you opened it the first time, like do you want to use the basic or the expert?
No, I don't remember.
I hit basic and now it brings that up first instead of the expert. I didn't figure I was an expert since I was here to learn what it was.
That's one of those tricks there. As ham radio operators, we operate this program in what's called an expert mode. So if you ever see a dialog box and it asks you, do you want the simple mode or the expert mode, you guys are experts.
That's what Dave did, really under pressure, I'm not sure. Still the dummy mode.
Yes, yeah.
That was
I'll put that right on there.
Yeah.
Shift and right click.
Shift and right.
I only figured that.
How do you break that? Show us on the screen. Go through what and what.
My version is slightly different.
Yeah, I think it's only new version.
What do you do? Configure what?
Configure operator.
Configure operator, okay.
Mine's already configured, you know.
Well, that part I've already got configured. I'm talking about going from, the expert mode on the messages.
You have little square box, you open up FS, FL message.
It must be a different thing. It's not a different one anymore once it's set there.
Yeah, once it's set, it's set. Just when you come across it, you're an expert. Now look at me that way. All right. Let's see, what other things can
To name the frequency, Frankie, hold down shift and right click.
It's not the frequency. We're talking about naming the list.
It's naming the list.
Naming the different ones.
You hold down shift and right click.
All that.
On which list you want to name.
Shift and right click.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I had this digging on Google.
Look at the screen up there.
Okay, I've already got the test on that. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. We all sit here trying to figure it out. What's Tom on Google? I have to get on to him when I give
Oh, good.
these questions in the morning, kind of review. First thing out of my mouth after I ask the question, Thomas, don't Google. No, you can't cheat.
Of course I
We don't call it cheating, we call it
would. Google it.
resource. Yeah, for the Google.
Research. All right, who's got questions?
I wouldn't call us.
What's your name?
There.
All right.
Is there an ADI file path for this to upload to QRZ? I haven't done any logging out of that. I've done it with WSJP.
Okay, all right, go to this logbook view, and there's your log, all right? And there's your ADI path. And then you can upload this more in a manual sense, LMTW, or to another logging program. See, like I don't use this for regular logging, I just use that for net logging and that sort of thing. Okay? My main logging program is HRD and radio logs. But when I want to, I'll like if I'm doing a contest and using this as my operating program and logging program, you can upload this to, we'll call it upload, but yeah. Like send the export to HRD or your logging program.
AC log, it has the ability to actually link to AC log or to one of the N3FJP logs, and it will populate all the information that's supposed to go into that log if you selected it and fill it in here. And then it will go into their logging program. I used to run with a separate monitor with their logging program, and it'll pop up the dues, and it will give me my running score and all that sort of stuff.
You know how it shows you the other programs around? I wonder if that log gives you more logging options. I haven't checked it out.
That's more for running a net, I think. Also, here's something. Can you send your log directly to LFTW? Yes. Here I'm going back to the configuration and selected web, and they have a submenu LFTW, and you can fill this in. Your TQSL has to be on this computer, all right? If it's on another computer, it won't work for it. But if you've got your TQSL here, and this is a way you can look for it. Mine's not on this computer, it's on my desktop at home. But you set up with the passwords and that sort of thing. And here's your commands.
It's real easy if you want to put it on that computer. You just load up your key or whatever.
Okay, that was a good question. Any other questions? Derek, is that the right name?
Yes, sir. I'm asking a whole bunch of other questions.
Okay, they're not done, they're just questions.
So I'm doing I use an infinite halfway to get out, and I've seen people on like YouTube, and you gotta take everything on YouTube with a grain of salt, but using like mag loops, like inside the house, talking, hitting people in Japan or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess what would be the biggest limiting factor why? Like, because I can hear Japan, but I can't get out there.
That's amazing. They talk to them.
If you want to use the dipole, and this includes all center pads, if you want to use the dipole and the DX, the higher you have it, typically, the better it's gonna work for you. If you wanna use a dipole close in work, like working Augusta, 780 then you wanna use a dipole that's low. And it's essentially a low. If you wanna use a dipole with AX, the higher we get, and the end's just a better walk for you. If you want to use a dipole close in work, like working in Augusta, 780 you want to use a dipole that's low. And essentially it's low. And for workload, you want to set those ends just very often higher than ends. It doesn't have to be a lot higher, but a little bit higher. Like Mike said, that becomes more of a circular radiation pattern. And it's weird, but I've heard that the off-center fed dipoles tend to favor and an even higher of the off-center but not higher. I've just heard higher, but a little bit higher, like Mike said. There's our antenna extra thing, and it's weird, but I've heard that these off-center fed dipoles tend to favor and higher for the longer end. But I've just heard
On YouTube, people will show about banking or backwards inside their house. And so they come in, house, 5, 6, 7 stations.
So, if you got an antenna that radiates halfway, pretty well, and basically keep your answer to some stations separated. If you got an antenna that radiates via HF from a consistent basis, was a science in the military as to find solve how long you're going to have to give a strike to sales such a path. I would get probably 20 frequencies that I have on my disposal basis to driving points. As a science that went through and even said, like right now, I would drive with the thing I have, 74 states. And I was probably 23 because probably I had so at my disposal where I can move. There are times when I can, even years when I can copy right now, I will PST right, and he's very sensitive. So the last few weeks, she's down in the noise. So there's so many factors that I can understand how the numbers PST have, even very close. The last few weeks, she's down in the noise. So many facts actually are understand. The bands go silent. And people are sitting there, even what happened? Somebody did work. What happened with some? Some's not the only that's after major propagation.
Now, Derek was asking about infant halfways. So I'm wondering now if you have a low infant halfway, because I have more like an NPIS infant. And is there one particular configuration that asking about makes that infant halfways? And so I'm wondering now if you have a low infant halfway, that more like an NPIS infant. And is there one particular configuration that makes that more effective?
I think if you want to do the X and you want to do the more selective, you got short for fun, and you're very low radiation, and horizontal for fun, and your higher level, the X and you want to do you got very low radiation. It's one of those things that it really does depend on what you want to do.
We use that plan says that at the center, it's sort of like, where to be. Yeah, at the center, it's only about, when you really know, what you want to do. There's only about 15 feet off the ground. We use that plan that at the center, it's sort of like, where to be. At the center, it's only about, 20, and a lot of people would use that. Texas, that is, my AS 22, Man's AS 2259 is their standard for areas. And a lot of people use that Texas, that is because it takes a person about 15 minutes is their standard. And it's going to frequencies that you can say Texas, so they're going to bring the right tax is because it takes one person about 15 minutes. It really does depend on what you want to do now and how you plan the importance of and you want all around, like the amount of people you have, how you plan near contacts as well as far contacts, and all the travelers you want all around. Like, there's not a simple answer. Yeah, always. There's not a single and I use about operating vehicle and all that sort of stuff. Bottom line is, you're talking about operating vehicle and all that sort of stuff. The bottom line is, not necessarily the operation kind of concept forward. This is a station that not necessarily, this is about 15. This is a station this is my set office. This is a signal lead. This is the configuration that I use for the crowd. This configuration that I use has been in 49 states. And driven all the way to Alaska. Has been in every national park. It's driven all the way to Alaska. It's not every national park except the digital mode. Everything, digital mode. We rarely has a it's all digital. I'll worry about 50 watts. And that's it. That's it. And it is my box. The one thing I will suggest is make sure that you get a mouse. Make sure that you get a mouse. Inconsistency is if I'm transmitting to such pads, if I'm transmitting to such pads, because you stick already out with touch pads, so you stick already out with touch pads, so I ended up getting some mouse that I plug in And I'm still up with close of that issue, that issue. But this is what the radio, and then you consider, and then halfway, and the configuration of what I got to use for parts on your program. I activate parts. So, this is an example of a portable digital station. And it has radio control, as well as video, signaling, audio. But you can see it's just like, not so here, if I change the frequency. If it changes, we'll change the radio frequency. So I have three controls, which will allow the audio interface. That's not runs off. So like a battery, like an battery, and usually I just plug it in the battery to operate more, let the charging system stay there, charging the battery stay That's an icon that I see 7,000. I see 7,000 fldigi, 8100 protein and signal. That box is the size that can go on the air and I added another motion on the side comes on plugged in the power to get that. But the key is for these radios, that's intermittent. So I never run more than 50 watts in digital modes just to keep them burning. Small switcher. But most of the time you don't know what you're going to have available. That's another reason for using power pole is power connected. So if I set up properly, then you can plug into any power source that might be the location where you're going to activate. Disaster communications. And this program we talked about this for you to put it on emergency power. That's a simple way to do it. It has the microphone. I can say voice. I can do voice. And other things. I feel